Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another match reaction. Absolutely huge match reaction as we're going to be talking about Barcelona's 3-2 victory over PSG in the Champions League. Barcelona, they went away to the Parc des Princes and they got an absolutely historic win against the French Giants. And guys, tonight I just want nothing of celebration. I want nothing but celebration. Barcelona, I would say, even though we did start relatively poor in both halves, we got the job done and we got a huge victory. But guys, before we talk about the game and we go into a little bit more detail, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. And then as well, if you guys want to join into the match reaction and talk about the game, just go on X at Cool Podcast, click on the link, and you'll be able to join. But guys, let's first talk about the lineup that Barcelona fielded in tonight's match, and it was Barcelona's best lineup, with other than like one or two exceptions. It was Barcelona's best lineup. And you had Ter Stegen start and goal. You have Cancelo, Pau Cubarsí, Araujo, and Koundé. The back line that we did expect. In the midfield, you had Frankie de Jong, Gundogan, and Sergio Roberto. It appears that Christensen, he wasn't at 100% to start the match. And so Xavi, he decided to opt for Sergio Roberto. And up top, he went for Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Rafinha on the left. And now, guys, talking about that first half, I thought PSG in the first 15, I would say so minutes, they started really well. They were putting Barcelona under a lot of pressure. They made things very difficult for us, and they were close to scoring, but thankfully they weren't able to get on that. And you'll say, thank you for hopping onto the match reaction. But as you said, no, advantage Barcelona, but we still the tie isn't over, and there's still a lot of work to be done when we go to the Estadio Montjuic, and but advantage Barcelona. But this team made me absolutely proud. First half we played really well. We grew into the game. The second half, the first 10 or so opening minutes were very poor from Barcelona, but we managed to come back and get the victory. And overall, just I want to talk about each individual player, starting with Ter Stegen, who I thought was absolutely the worst player onto the pitch tonight. And just looking at his performance tonight, even though Dembele, he got PSG's, equalizer. No, Ter Stegen, he should have done a lot better than that. And then as well, I believe it was Frankie de Jong who was defending him alongside Christensen. And, both of them. No, it wasn't Christensen. It was actually, it was Sergio Roberto. Both of them just, they weren't defending Dembele properly. And, funny enough, Dembele, he actually celebrated, and he celebrated like this. And as you guys can see, bro, like, that's a face of hype. That's a face of happiness. And guys, I want to know your guys' thoughts on Dembele's celebration, because I know that Dembele has been a Barcelona player for many years. I know that this is a big UCL night, and scoring the equalizer causes that moment of hype to come. But you have to think that Barcelona, they gave so much to the Dembele in so many seasons. Barcelona, they kept the faith in him. They supported him, and even last season, Barcelona, they wanted him to stay, but Dembele just said no, and he basically left. And yeah, I mean, Dembele, he's just a snake, man. He's just a snake. Uh, he was never a clue, to be honest. Can't believe we won in Paris, but we did. We did win in Paris. But continuing on talking about each players, I thought the worst performer was Ter Stegen. In that first goal, he was beaten near post. He should never be beaten near post. And in the second goal, you had Barcola making a run, and he basically shot it in the left bottom hand corner, and Ter Stegen just doing nothing. Like this is the one thing that I have to um, criticize about Ter Stegen, is that in the biggest of occasions, in the biggest of matches, Ter Stegen is nowhere near. Ter Stegen will not make a save, for example, that a Courtois would make to keep Real Madrid into the game, to keep maybe like a 1-goal deficit or keep that 1-0 lead. Ter Stegen just doesn't do that. And overall, I thought he was the worst performer on the night. But now moving on to the more positive notes, talking about Cancelo, I think he did a very good job. I think he did a very good job in that first half of defending Dembele, who later on in the second half moved out onto the right. And in the second half, he Dembele Barcola. It wasn't perfect, obviously, because the other team is playing as well. They did create some chances on the right hand side. Rafinha did some very good defensive work, helping Cancelo. And overall, I thought it was a good game from Cancelo. And talking about the defenders, Kunde, Araujo, and Pau Cuarsi, I think that these guys were absolutely imperious in that back line. Each of them were absolutely fantastic. They didn't lose too many balls, but defensively, they did their job. They allowed no, clear cut chance. I would say Araujo, in that one chance. Let me see if I can pull up. But he had one chance in where Barca was basically one on one with Ter Stegen, and he basically makes up, well, I would say 10 to 15 meters in no time, and is able to give a huge tackle on Barcola to keep it 2-2. Because if Barcola is able to score, then it's 3-2, and we're looking at a completely different game. And Kunde, he did an absolutely fantastic job on stopping Mbappe. Mbappe had an absolute disaster class tonight. And guys, Mbappe, I rate him as a player. He's a very good player, but he can never be among the conversation of being in the historic greats. He is not that type of level of player. I'm sorry, you cannot be ghosting in a game of this caliber. He did absolutely nothing tonight. Absolutely nothing. He did nothing. Moving on to the midfield, Sergio Roberto. It wasn't a brilliant game of him. He did a job. It wasn't his best game, but he did a decent job. Frankie De Jong, he did help with the distribution of play in the back. And it was the first game back from injury. You can't be too harsh on him, but you could say he could have done a little bit better in that first goal. And that's something that you do criticize about Frankie De Jong, is that his defensive awareness, it's sometimes not always there. But moving on to the attack, Gundogan, Lamine Yamal, these guys played a very good game. Gundogan got the assist for that. Wait, he got the assist. Oh yeah, on the corner. Let's see if HH cooks Mbappe. He cooked Haaland, but always let's. I'm gonna see if I can try to make the hangout for tonight. If they do have space, I'm gonna try to make that. And don't worry. I'm gonna be bringing them that conversation and talking about Mbappe, because Mbappe will not be escaping, the criticism. We definitely will be having a conversation on him. But Gundogan, he got the assist for the third goal, in which it was a corner, a fantastic cross into the box, and Christensen, who comes out in the second half for Frankie De Jong, he gets the header. But talking about the goals, Rafinha, he was absolutely amazing tonight, guys. Ballon d'Or from Rafinha immediately. Rafinha getting the first goal, giving us the lead into the second half, and then as PSG, they score 2 goals and they take the lead in relatively 10 minutes or so. Rafinha, he gets the second and equalizes the match, in which Pedri, who comes on for Sergio Roberto, gives an absolute wonderful ball, and Pedri, who we said, hey, he could be a doubt for this game. He came on in the second half for Sergio Roberto, and he was fantastic, guys. The way he was moving the ball, the passes that he was giving. Pedri, when he's fit and at his best level, he is able to produce some world-class performances. 19-year-old World Cup winner. I know. Yesterday, I'm gonna go on the hangout. I'm gonna have that discussion. He's not gonna be escaping criticism. But Rafinha, as I was saying, bro, he was absolutely amazing onto the night. And talking about Lewandowski, guys, you have to give props to him. Lewandowski, his distribution and his build to play was absolutely perfect tonight. His distribution of passes, his timing, and everything, his first touch, it was all there. And if it wasn't for Lewandowski, we probably wouldn't get the first goal, or for example, many of the chances that Barcelona got. Rafidi can have his passport back for a week. Absolutely. A temporary, I would say absence, or a temporary absence of criticism, as we are going to be playing the second leg next week on Tuesday, and so the tie isn't over. We're going to need Rafinha to do basically the same thing in that match, and for Barcelona to basically finish the job. But Lewandowski, absolutely amazing in his distribution of play. We talked about the substitutions. I thought now talking about the coach, I thought Xavi's substitutions were spot on. Joao Felix came on in the 60th minute. Pedri came on in the 60th minute. Well, Andres Christensen came on in the 75th. Ferran Torres and Fermin Lopez came on, later on in the second half. And I thought each of the substitutions that Xavi made were perfect. Adding a bit of dynamism, adding some defensive solidity. Just each of them, his man management was very, very good tonight. And talking about the negatives now, Christensen, he will be missing the second leg, as well as Sergio Roberto. Those are two less bodies into that midfield. And looking at the options that we now have, it's most likely going to be a Pedri, a Frankie de Jong, and a Gundogan midfield. Also, you have Fermin Lopez there as well. Advantage Barcelona. What's up, J2S? Welcome to the stream, man. I was just talking about the match in a little bit, and talking about the PSG just very briefly. I thought the players who did impress. I thought Vitinha, he was very, very good. Nuno Mendes as well, even though he didn't get an assist or a goal. The runs that he was making on that left hand side were so dangerous. Like, he was causing so much trouble to Koundé, to Lamine Yamal on those overlaps. And if they weren't on their A game, we would have struggled a lot. Maybe we will see Athletic versus Barcelona again. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we do. And J2S, watch out, because Xavi's Barcelona, they haven't conceded a goal against Atletico Madrid, and they've beaten Atletico Madrid in each and every time they faced them. And so I don't know if you want that matchup. I don't know if you want that matchup. Xavi did well on tactically keeping Mbappe quiet. Yeah. And every single time you saw Mbappe, making a run on that left-hand side, you saw two or three players mark him. You saw Araujo covering Koundé's back. You saw Lamine Yamal or Sergio Roberto basically, coming and making like a 2v1, a 3v1 sometimes. Calma, Champions League is different. It is, but records are records. Records are records. That's all I have to say. Don't forget 2014 and 2016, bro. That's right. That's right. You're right. I remember that 2016 very vividly. But as you said, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. Well, we're gonna have to wait. But the job isn't done. The job isn't done. But guys, let's now see what social media is saying. Let's look at the reaction from other people, and let's see what they're saying onto the match as well. Let me share my screen real quick. Special shout out to this guy. They called him a fake Brazilian. They called him a Bengali. They wanted him sold after a few bad performances. They refused to acknowledge all the contributions he's given to the team. He never folded, always ready, always energetic, always the patch. Rafinha Diaz Beloli, take a bow, son. And as much as we criticize Rafinha, he did a very, very good job tonight. A well-deserved man of the match award for Rafinha. He was very, very good. And we're gonna have to see a repeat of this in the second leg. And for example, if who knows, maybe a good couple UCL's performances from Rafinha, could his future be changed? This UCL quarters has been amazing. Every single game has been on fire. Raporta is begging Xavi in the locker rooms to stay. Absolutely. But tomorrow when we make the UCL reaction and we talk about this game, with Alvaro, with Alex, and all of them, I wanted to bring this up because even though Xavi he hasn't changed his mind, and Laporta wants Xavi to desperately stay, I don't know if that's the best decision. And why do I say that? It's because I don't know which better way to go out than winning a league title in the Champions League. In the first half of the season, you saw how poor Barcelona were. Could we see a repeat, of that this season? In the season where we won the league title, a lot of the performances in which we put in, they weren't brilliant performances. We were defensively solid. We were pragmatic. We got the job done, but it wasn't this exciting, brilliant football that we were playing. And even though, for example, I'm not against Xavi staying, there is a discussion there that we can have on saying, hey, who should be the next Barcelona manager, or should Xavi stay? Barcelona will play on the weekend, PSG don't, and that's advantage PSG. That's advantage PSG. But I definitely think, this weekend, for example, in the game I believe that we have against Cadiz, I think Xavi is going to rotate, and I think he should rest Lewandowski. I think Pedri, he should start that game. Get some minutes into those legs. I think Gundogan should be rested as well. Araujo, I think everyone should be fit for that match. And look at this right here: Kylian Mbappe versus Barcelona. 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 shots on target, 13 times possession loss. And Pau Cuarsi, a 17-year-old kid, absolutely putting him on a lockdown. When was the last time Barcelona won an away knockout game? You have to go, I think, back to 2016. Um, or 20. Wait, did we win away to Lyon? Yeah, in the 2018, 2019. Let me say Barca versus Lyon. No, Lyon versus Barca. Lyon versus Barca. Um, no, men's. No, that was the final score. We did beat them there, but what was the away leg? I don't remember. But a stat that I do know is that this is PSG's first loss since November 2023, and their first home loss since September. And so it's been a while since PSG they've lost. I think the Lyon was a draw. I think it was 1-1. I think it might have been United 2019. Was it? We drew away in 2020. Wow, damn! Barcelona's away record in the Champions League has been horrific. I think that might have been the case. I think it was like the own goal from Man United. Continuing on, these two, by the way, absolute monster performances tonight. Completely silenced Mbappe, and you have to give credit to them. They were absolutely brilliant on the night. Araujo and Conde did a fantastic job marking Mbappe. But guys, I don't want to have this match reaction be too long. But tonight the feeling that I get is a sense of pride from this team. This team gave a fantastic performance, knowing that we crumbled in the start of the second half. We managed to come back, and a tough, hostile stadium and against a tough team. Barcelona, they got the job done and we got the victory. But as we've said before, the job isn't over. We have to finish it in the second leg. Thoughts on Dembele's celebrating? Snake. He's an absolute snake. I understand it's like a moment of hype. You score the equalizer, but you have to keep in mind that Barcelona, they're the team that supported you through so many years, through so many injuries. Barcelona, they could have said, "Hey, no, leave, leave. We have zero faith in you. For example, like all these injuries, up to you. Good luck. Bye, goodbye." No, Barcelona kept the faith. Xavi trusted him and everything, but Dembele leaves like that, and he celebrates like that against Barcelona. It's just snake behavior. Do we play better at home or away this season? We play better away. Barcelona, they haven't lost away in La Liga, I believe, and especially with the yellow kit, we haven't received a loss. In previous years, Barcelona would make a comeback 2-1 down. Yeah, we wouldn't have. We wouldn't have. As Dembele gets dumped out by former club, hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we can have the discussion. But guys, let me know your guys' thoughts on the match down below in the comments. Will Barcelona be able to get the job done in the second leg? But we are gonna have a more detailed discussion tomorrow with everyone, with the guys. But it's a sense of it's an F celebration. In previous year, you wouldn't. I mean, yeah, 100%. We wouldn't have been able to make that comeback. But props to everyone, props to the team. Guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.